两岸今日对视，同胞隔海相望，亲人音讯断绝，给无数家庭留下了刻骨铭心的
Now this has left deep memories.
无法弥补的遗憾。
The history has left some bad memories and irresistible.
兄弟亲情，挡不住
But
同胞对家乡故土的思念。
the strait cannot prevent relatives and friends from missing each other.
同胞亲情的力量，终于在上个
The
世纪
kinship,
80年代
the power of kinship
冲开了两岸
in the 1980s
2008年以来
has pushed forward the dialogue between across the strait.
发展的道路。
Since 2000,
过去7年，
the two sides across the strait have restarted the road toward mutual
两岸关
construction.
系发展成果丰硕，
There has been a lot of fruits
两
of
岸
the
双
development of the
方
cross-strait
和广
relations.
大同胞为此
The two sides and people from the two sides have worked hard towards this end. Because of the 7 years down in history,
今天的历史性的，
we will be able to step forward such a historic step today.
我要
Now
向
hereby, I would like
推
to,
动两岸关系发展做出贡献的同胞和朋友，
to those
衷心的
who push forward cross-strait relations, I want to extend my sincere gratitude toward them.
不管两岸同胞经历多少风雨，
No matter how
过
much
多长时间的，
difficulty we've gone through,
没有任何力量能把我们分开。
no power can separate
因为
us
我们是打断骨头连着筋的同胞兄弟，
because we're
是
kinsmen
血浓于水的一家
and
人。
blood is thicker than water in our relationship.
发展面临方向和道路的抉择。
Now we're also in a development juncture in terms of our relationship.
不再重演，
We cannot
让两
repeat
岸关系和平发展
historical tragedy.
不得而复失，
We cannot lose our development fruits.
继续开创和平安宁的生活。
The people across the strait should continue to push forward a peaceful development and enjoy the fruitful fruits together.
发展历程中得到启迪，
We should learn and reflect from the history of the cross-strait
对
relationship.
历史负责的担当，
We must be responsible
做
for
出
history
经得起历史检验的正确的
and make wise decisions that will stand the test of the history.
向世人表明，
We must act together and show the world
天有
that
能
the
力
Chinese people across the strait
解决好
have every ability
并
to handle our
共
own
同对世
issues
界与地区和平稳定、发展繁荣
and to contribute
做出。
the regional peace and stability and world peace together.
我希望
I hope
两岸双方共同努力，
the two sides across the strait can work together
坚持九二共识，
and stick to the 1992 consensus, consolidate our political foundation,
道路，保持
and stick to
发展正确方
a
向，
scientific development path
深化
and steer to the right direction of our development, deepen our exchanges and cooperation,
福祉，
increase the well-being of
共谋中
people across the strait,
伟大复兴，让
and push forward the great rejuvenation of the Chinese people.
我先讲这些。
This is what I wanted to say for now. Thank you.
齐先生，大陆与台湾代表团
Mr. Xi
魏女士先生，以及在场的
Pe-
媒体朋友们，
friends from the two delegations across the strait and people present today.
我跟齐先生
Hello.
分别以台湾与大陆领导人
Today,
身份穿越
I am Mr. Xi in the capacity of the leaders across the strait.
握着两岸的过去与未来，也握着中华民族
We are holding the future of the two sides across the strait and history.
年前，也就是1993年的
That, now, in 1993, in April that year,
与大陆海协会
Mr. Ku
汪兆涵先生
and Mr. Wang
会面，
held talks
签订了4个协议，
and they
为
inked
两岸制度
4 agreements,
打下了基础。
which laid the foundation of the mechanism of cross-strait dialogue.
我在
Now, I spoke with the founding president, Lee Kuan Yew of Singapore. I said that the development of the cross-strait relationship should base on the well-being of the two people. What's behind us is the long history of the cross-strait relationship. Now, in the past few years, we've decided to replace conflict with peaceful dialogue. And we have stuck to a path of prosperity and well-being. Now we can swear to the whole world our determination of peaceful development, a peaceful rise. We follow different political systems, but we developed dialogue in terms of military, in terms of economic cooperation. Now, this isn't done overnight. There are over 40,000 student exchanges, student visits across the strait, youth exchanges every year. There are over 170 billion US dollars of trade volume across the strait. Now, these are the fruits of the reform of the relationship. Now, this is what written in an ancient Chinese book, Shangshu, that we have to really trust each other and then seek pragmatic strategy. Now, past few years, we have reached a couple of cooperative deals across the strait. This falls into the common expectation across the strait and also the global community. Now I want to make 5 proposals into peaceful development. Number 1, in 1992, in terms of the One China principle, we reached a consensus. In short form, it's called 1992 Consensus. This is the political foundation, the cross-strait relationship that we both stick to. And on this very foundation, we'll be able to reach 23 agreements, making the relationship at its very best in 66 years. Now, I'll explain that matter later. Secondly, we got to reduce animosity across the strait. We're never enemies like before. We cannot develop animosity, but we need to resolve conflict through dialogue. Third, we need to increase our exchanges and cooperation. We need to establish institutions on each other's side and create win-win cooperation. 4, we need to build hotlines on each other's side. At the 2 exchange foundations across the strait, we have established communication mechanisms. We also have to establish hotlines in this Mainland Affairs Council and also the Mainland's Taiwan Affairs Office to build China together. We're all descendants of the Chinese people. We should cooperate together and rejuvenate the Chinese nation. This is not out of our self-interest, but for the benefit of our future generations. We must value what people value and safeguard the peace across the strait to ensure that we have win-win cooperation. Mr. Xi, today's cross-strait relations is the most peaceful since 1994.